Work done, sir. Hey, work done, sir. I had it.
On July 26, 2017, police officers from the Salt Lake City Police Department went to the University of Utah Hospital to take a blood sample from a victim who was involved in an accident after a vehicle pursued by the police during a car chase collided with his vehicle, causing it to explode. This resulted in several injuries and burns, leaving the victim...
The victim, so not the person who was being chased by the police, an innocent bystander. Why do you need my blood? I'm not a suspect of anything.
Right.
So
I'm minding my business as a regular citizen driving down the road.
I'm a victim. You don't have probable cause to take anything from me. Absolutely not.
This resulted in several injuries and burns, leaving the victim in a coma. When the officers got there, the nurse in charge, Alex Wubbles, stopped them from taking a blood sample, and the ensuing interaction quickly descended into chaos.
Yeah, you're cooked. You're cooked.
Yeah.
These police, you're cooked. You need... Let me tell you something. There are rules in this fucking country. You understand? This is America. We have freedom. This isn't fucking Soviet Russia. You don't just get to walk your jackbooted Nazi fucking thug behavior into the hospital and take blood from whoever. That's not how this works. Taking blood is intrusive.
Yeah.
It's like coming into my house and taking out items.
Yeah.
You need a warrant.
Yeah.
Or like when the police come to the hospital to take your blood, they have a warrant. They need a warrant. Mm-hmm. And certainly, you will never get one for an innocent bystander when the reason the crash was caused was because y'all were pursuing the suspect at high speed.
Yep.
So there's nothing about the accident or nothing that led to the accident would give you any even reasonable suspicion that I am under the influence of anything. So you're not investigating anything. So you don't have permission to take my blood. I'm in a coma, so I can't make any decisions. But you have no permission to do that. None. Fuck no.
So I printed this off. I was what I was told to print off. Brad, I'm just putting on speaker so you can. So I have this. It says obtaining blood samples for police enforcement from patients suspected to be under the influence. This is something
What?
that you guys agreed to with this hospital. The three things that allow us to do that are if you have an electronic warrant,
Right.
patient consent,
Right.
or patient under arrest.
Exactly. I know what I'm talking about, bro. Because those are agreements they made because that's what the law say. Right? So it memorializes what the law say so that the hospital staff know exactly what to do in this scenario.
Right.
So they know that when the police show up and say something, like, no, it's not on the list. And they don't have to have a law degree or be a police officer.
Right.
Right? I know that you need a warrant. An electronic, doesn't matter, electronic, whatever. It's a warrant. You need a warrant signed by a judge. You can't just take things from people. It doesn't work like that. People see the police that they can do whatever they want. They absolutely cannot. It's insane. And then second, you need patient consent. You don't have that either. Third, you need to have the actual person in custody. As in, you arrested them out of a DUI situation, brought them to the hospital, and they are cuffed.
Right.
None of those are here. Why? Because he's not the suspect. He's a innocent bystander. Mm-hmm. Suspected to be under the influence based on what?
Just because they crashed.
I didn't crash. You crashed into me.
Yep.
And it was during a high-speed chase that you started. No. Fuck no.
The patient can't consent. He told me repeatedly that he doesn't have a warrant, and the patient is not under arrest. So I'm just trying to do what I'm supposed to do. That's all. So
I take it without those in place, I'm not going to play.
Yo, I despise the fucking police when they do shit like this. He's lying. You understand that?
No, he's asking him a question, so I'm not going to get what?
He's bullshitting is what he's doing. I'm not going to get what?
Nothing.
You know you need a warrant. You're a police officer. You know you need a warrant. You know what the rules are. You're trying to break the rules. This is what they do, is that they bank on the fact that you don't understand the law. And then they posture in a way that makes you think they have more authority than they do.
Yep.
And it makes citizens scared to stand up to them, scared to tell them you can't do that, because they don't actually know what they can and can't do.
Yep.
I do. You can't do any of this. She shook because she doesn't know. She just knows this is what the policy is. And you're gonna arrest her for this? Oh my god, you're getting sued for fucking $10 million. What are you doing?
Am I fair to surmise that?
Yes, you can't have it.
Stopped the officers from getting a blood sample from the unconscious patient, citing it was against hospital policy and legal regulations.
It's against the law.
It was unsurprising that the officers failed to meet the necessary requirements. Their motive for seeking the blood sample was questionable.
Was it?
They sought to determine if the victim had consumed any drugs or alcohol.
Why?
She's doing the right thing, but I would have went further if I was her. I would have went further, did her part, standing there talking to them. But I would also have told my manager, call the sheriff's department, call their department,
Call their boss, call their,
get them on the phone.
call their. Don't let them just do this.
Right.
Call the captain or the sergeant on duty. And have them send more people down here and don't do anything until they get here.
Absolutely.
And as a matter of fact,
take it one step further. You're not going to do this. Absolutely not.
Whoever's in charge of this hospital, or whoever is the highest
Nursing
ranking,
manager.
no, an administrator, whoever is the highest ranking person at, because it won't be a nursing manager, it'll be someone above them. Whoever the highest ranking person is in this hospital, the director, whoever is here, call them down here. Right? That's the first thing. Then you call the police and have to send more people because your men them down here breaking the rules.
Yeah.
Like that's what you need to do. And then call hospital security up here too.
Yeah.
Like that's what you need to do because these fucking jackbooted thugs think they can just do whatever they want, just walking into places and doing whatever.
Yeah.
Under no authority from anyone. It's ridiculous.
Potentially to justify the car crash, as police regulations strongly discourage high-speed chases in busy traffic to avoid endangering civilians.
There you go. There you go. There you go. The police were strongly encouraged to not engage in high-speed chases. I know this. It's dangerous to civilians. Encouraged not to chase people. They chased him anyway and caused a catastrophic crash. In order to cover their ass, they immediately go to take blood from him, hoping that maybe they can find out he was under the influence or something of anything. So they can say, no, it wasn't the high-speed chase, it was that. Fuck you. Huh? Fuck you.
Lives. A protocol
Fucking
the officers
rats.
seem to have neglected, resulting in the crash.
I don't know. I have no idea why she's blaming. I'm just representing. Why are you blaming them?
She's the one that has told me no.
Yes, sir, you're making a huge mistake right now.
Oh shit, that is, I think she called. She called, so I'm positive she has to be on the phone with somebody from upstairs. At the hospital, and they got a legal guy up there. They got the administrator. He's like, "Listen, you're making a mistake, a big one. You're fucking up. You can't do this. I know you can't do this. I've been doing this. That person might have been doing this hospital job longer than this guy's been a cop. You can't do this. You can't. You could never do this. And you're threatening the fucking staff too with arrest. Holy fuck, you're in trouble."
Frustrated about not having his way, the officer did something really shocking.
Oh, please. No, we're done. No, we're done. You're arrested.
What are we done here about?
Are you kidding me? Oh, he's fired.
Jeff Payne,
And you're sued.
later identified as the officer in question, forcefully grabbed the nurse, slamming her against the wall.
Oh, you're sued.
And handcuffing
You're
her
sued so
simply because
bad.
She chose to follow the law and protect her patient's rights.
You're sued so bad.
Soon after,
Ooh-wee.
Detective Payne's boss, Lieutenant James Tracy, came to the scene and began to pressure and manipulate the nurse into complying with their demands to give them the blood sample.
What?
The problem is this. You're telling me that your policy, and I appreciate you just have a policy.
He's lying. That's not a policy. That's the law.
Y'all are breaking it.
That's the law.
Gangs, thugs. Because look at you helping your fellow police officer even though he's wrong.
What the fuck is this man talking about?
He is wrong.
I appreciate that you have a policy. It's the law. The policy reflects the law. You need a warrant. I'm not... Of course they could give it to you of their own free will, but then they're engaging in HIPAA violations. You can't just give away my shit to other people against my will. You understand that?
This is crazy.
What the fuck?
No, I know.
It's the law.
I'm trying to do anything. I'm being told what to do and what I've been told.
It's the law.
What I can tell you is, we wanted blood from the staff. Now, I have talked to people, and there's probably a much better solution that we can come to, okay? But,
Oh, yeah?
all we had to do was
I'm like, gonna take me to jail.
My point is, there are if we're breaking the law listen to him. Listen to me. If we're doing wrong, there are civil remedies.
No, and fuck you, you little rat.
So then take
no,
me to jail.
No, fuck you, and fuck every cop talking like this. What do you mean there are civil remedies? His argument is that you should let us do whatever we want and then do something about it later. No, fuck you. I'm not going to listen to you. When police give you unlawful commands, you have no duty to listen to them. None. Fuck you and go fuck yourself. Die. Trash. Absolute garbage. What are you talking about?
Okay, if we took this blood illegally, it all goes away. All right?
I don't have to give it to you.
What I'm telling you is, you're not making this. Okay? I've done this for 20 years.
No, you are.
I know what the law is of the search procedure.
Right behavior.
And what
Ooh-wee.
you have done, because you want to has been to prevent this officer.
No.
Or tell him I want my lawyer.
Nope.
And okay?
Obstruction of
These
justice.
two
Ooh-wee.
officers clearly have serious ego issues.
Oh my
The
god.
nurse was eventually released and later agreed to a $500,000 settlement with
Good.
Salt Lake City and the University of Utah over the incident. Detective Jeff Payne was subsequently terminated from his position,
Yeah.
Good.
and Lieutenant Tracy was demoted 2 ranks below to the role of a patrol officer after internal investigations conducted by the Salt Lake Police Department.
Yep. Sounds about right. This is what happens when you walk around believing the police know everything. They lie every day, all the time, manipulating the law. He's a lieutenant. He's a lieutenant. And he came down and told a bold-faced fucking lie. He's been doing this for 22 years. I know the law of search and seizure. Me too, boy. I went to law school. You need a warrant to take my blood. Fuck you. What are you talking about? Rat behavior. Holy shit. I can't believe this shit. I honestly can't believe that he was so bold to do all that shit on body cam, on cam while everyone can see you. But that's what happens. He knows that if he gets the blood, that's what police do. They get shit and then try to explain it away later by working backwards to the solution. So what he'll do is get the blood. If the blood proves what they want to do, they'll bend over backwards and find any justification to say for why they were allowed to take the blood. Or what will really happen is that despite the fact that what was done was illegal, right? If the police themselves didn't break the law, but in fact because they're free, the police are free to ask for anything, right? If they will try to make the argument then that later probably that the nurse did not, or rather the officer did not forcibly use his authority to take the blood or force them to give the blood, but rather the nurse decided to give it up freely. That's what they'll say.
Yeah.
And if that happens, the blood won't be suppressed. You understand? It won't be suppressed because
She gave it up willingly.
because she's not the police.
Right.
The police have to be the one to violate your Fourth Amendment rights. The Fourth Amendment doesn't apply to the nurse. So the nurse made a mistake, but the police, they would say the police acted in good faith. We asked her for the blood. We know that we need a warrant, but she gave it to us. It's in her custody.
Yeah.
So she's in trouble, not us. She did HIPAA violations and whatever, but the blood's admissible. That's what they're trying to do. It's rat behavior, bro. I'm telling you. Spit on police like this. Fucking garbage.